All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Stable. Got the 86 up on the lift, so hopefully, and I don't know if this is just gonna be a quick video or if it's gonna turn into us working on the interior, but my parts for the 86 came in to get at least the majority of the stuff finished up. And by that, I mean the exhaust and our gasket. So hopefully these are the correct bolts that will go into the bottom of our collectors right there. And then we got a 80 millimeter throttle body gasket from BBK. So hopefully that's the correct one. And then actually the cold air intake could go on. But once that stuff's done, this thing is coming off the lift because all the stuff on the bottom of the car is pretty much done outside of the O2 sensors, tightening up the exhaust, and then we need a starter. Outside of that, everything will be done so we can turn our attention back to the inside of the car, getting that part wrapped up. And then it's alternator, starter, and the Holly. So let's see if I order the right bolts. All right, so the one, if I can reach it here in my opposite pocket with the hand, these are the ones I bought from LMR or American Muscle. The thread is different, but we had a little jar right here. I didn't check it before because it said Subi, but looking at some of these bolts, I think they were from the 96 or something because Jalen doesn't have any red bolts like that on his car, I believe. Anyways, there was 4 studs in here, and these actually do thread in. So now I can just use these ones, maybe send those ones, get my money back. But all I got to do is find a nut and some washers for these. Hopefully that will work. And then we can get the exhaust finally done on this car. I'm going to put a nut on the backside because there's a little wiggle room in there. But as you can see, like this was the other one from BBK, maybe BBK. I'm not sure of the brand, honestly, but it's like the first thread will go, but it won't. So anyways, couldn't even tell you what these ones are, but they seem to work. So we'll roll with that. All right, guys. So exhaust is finally in, all bolted up. And then last week, Sarah's family was in town, so her dad gave me a hand. We got the right flange for the aluminum drive shaft from the 96. So had to go to Napa, and it is a 353 universal Ford joint that worked for that. So drive shaft's in, everything's done down here. Last thing to do today is just the little 80 millimeter gasket for the throttle body. All right, guys, so that was a lot in a short amount of time, but my dad has this vehicle here from a neighbor. He's going to do some side work. But so 86 is over here. Ever since we dropped my steering rack, the key doesn't want to go in. So maybe it's just because that stuff's still loose. So little sliders came in handy again, the little dollies. Anyways, as you can see, we got our gasket in there now. So that's definitely an 80 millimeter throttle body. So the only other thing I need to do is find some washers to put on our plate here because for the EGR, that's still a little loose. So some washers pushing up against that would work great. We also have the BBK stuff also came with the gasket for our idle air control, which I have one on there. That looks like it just needs to be tightened up. So that is good. So I'll probably tighten that up now. We can throw our cold air intake on it. And that is going to do it for today on this car. Watching Foxcast Media's recent video working on his Pop's car, I seen him use Coyote factory injectors. So maybe I will do that. It'll be a slight step up whenever this thing does see boost. We're going to have some noise in the background because they're working on that. But the gasket and all that's on. I know this looks funky right now. The problem is 80 millimeter throttle body. I don't have a coupler to do that. And then if I do that, this pipe is really going to restrict it down. So might still end up making my own. Might just use a little coupler, extend this down farther, do something like that. I don't know. So more to come on this. But as far as that goes, I might just do the get some hose clamps to button that up, run it NA for a little bit. I mean, that might be fine for one pass, but then after that, hopefully it's going to be K-member and boost. So next video you guys see with this will be back to this interior, getting this worked out, and then hopefully getting our new radio installed. So please be sure to like, subscribe. There's going to be a ton of more Foxbody content coming. So we'll catch you on the next one.